This episode is brought to you by Catholic Money Academy.
Consumer debt is at an all-time high, and your borrowing might be too. Well, we paid off $25,000 of debt in 7.5 months, and today we are sharing the first step you need to take if you ever want to get out of debt. Keep listening to the Catholic Money Show. Welcome to the Catholic Money Show, and not to send alarm bells ringing and warning lights flashing, but it seems that is a bit of what's happening in the economy right now.
Mm-hmm.
Debt levels are
Give me some 2020
near
stats.
Yeah, they're near or at all-time highs. And if you do non-mortgage debt, that's still near record highs.
Oh, right. Obviously, mortgage debt's up because
houses and all that stuff. But even if you take that out of it, still, that's still debt. That's still payments you got to make every month, dragging down your budget. But if we just take those out for a second, we're still near or at record highs.
Right.
So this was last data, was a few months ago. But credit card balances are up to $1.2 trillion, near the all-time high set just 2 years ago. Delinquency rates are still kind of high on those.
Yeah.
Car loans are $1.6 billion. Student loans are up at $1.6 trillion. I think the last time I said billion. The car loans are also in the trillions. There's just a lot of debt going on. And a lot of debt means a high debt payment, a large chunk of your money going somewhere else, not towards your needs and your dreams and your goals and what you're doing today.
Right. So a lot of people come to us and they're like, how do I pay off the debt? We're going to teach you the fundamentals of actually how to get the debt paid off quickly, efficiently, in a way that works with the brain that God designed and gave you. But before that, this is the primordial. Is that the right word?
Yes, this step emerged from the ooze. Yes, this is what we got to do. And I think, we mention it whenever we're talking about debt and getting out of debt and eliminating debt and all that. We're a lot of times you can say it and move on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I want to take a little bit of time, focus in on this step, which really is foundational. If you don't do this,
good luck paying off the debt.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. And then it really is like almost a fatal flaw of people who we've watched now thousands of people go through our financial literacy course for Catholics, okay? This step, if skipped, it's the fatal flaw. They just never become debt free.
Yes.
And why is that? It's because they skip the foundational step of getting out of debt.
No debt.
No new debt. We actually have a chant inside of our class, don't we? A no new debt chant, a no new debt pledge.
Yes, there's a little certificate you sign and everything, yeah.
No new debt.
No new debt pledge, that's right.
No new debt. That sounds obvious, Jonathan and Amanda.
You'd think.
That sounds so obvious. What do you mean? Who would actually be trying to throw? Is there a cartoon of somebody trying to pay off debt? It's like taking a bucket with a bunch of holes in it, and they're scooping water out of the boat because they're starting to sink.
Sure.
And they're trying to throw it over the edge, but
where it was.
70% of the water is just falling back into the boat because it has holes in it.
Yeah. And I want to get into this about why this is such an important step. How? And again, it sounds like it's one of these easy steps. How do you do this? So let's go into that and check it out. So let's do the why.
Let's do the why.
So if we're looking to get out of debt, we're just going to make it harder if there's more. So we need to plug the hole in the side of the boat before bailing out the water.
Otherwise, the sinking ship is going to be sinking.
It's just taking all our water as you
hold this effort.
Let me keep going with some more water analogies.
Go. Why?
You need to turn off the spout before unclogging the drain.
I didn't see that you had all these water analogies in
Okay.
the notes.
I just had to.
Okay.
But it just makes sense, right? What's the fundamental thing happening? We've got all this debt and we need to get out of it. Well, let's not add to it.
Mm-hmm.
But that can be tricky. And we'll get to that in the practicals. But another reason why, one, it's just, well, it's more debt you got to get rid of. Okay. But also, it helps reconnect you to reality and your actual cash flow.
Oh, yeah.
So even if you get to a point where, okay, we're not going to overspend, we make whatever, $5,000 in a month and we spend, $4,500 and $500 extra goes to paying off debt. But we do as much spending as possible on a credit card to get the points and we pay it off and all this. Even then, if you're not accruing more debt, you're still using it and you're still going to be disconnected from the real living, breathing thing that is your income.
You get lost.
Yeah, it makes it so much more confusing, so many more steps in figuring out where the money is, which month is it from, where can I budget it?
Mm-hmm.
So we need to cut out with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that might be the biggest thing. We coach people on, setting up something like You Need a Budget, YNAB, which is a budgeting software. And a lot of different programs will have this. But when you add in the component of debt and then specifically credit card spending in addition to debt, even if it's for budgeted things, people just get so mentally lost because of the delay in time. And then the money that you're making towards the credit card payment, it's always on something you spent it on 6 weeks ago. Yeah. And it just kind of muddles things up, muddles things down, and you just never quite have a grip and a grasp on it. And I remember our own debt payoff journey, what was so essential to it, and in the success cases that we see even now with our students, is having a very in the present moment connection with their money. They know exactly what came in from their paychecks. They know what's in the bank account. They have budgeted that amount of money out for whatever the month is. The money they're sending at debt, sending it on day one. And then every couple of days, they're logging into both the bank account and the budget to make sure they're talking to each other. They're reconciling. The numbers work. The numbers match. We're not fussing with, what did I spend 6 weeks ago? What was this random expense on the Amazon card? With the 7 cards we have open, ruh-roh, one of them had an expense that kind of came through on auto. It's a mess. It is such a mess. And when you're trying to clean up a mess, am I saying no one could ever have a credit card ever again? That's not what we're even talking about in this episode. But in our case, and in the case of our students that have had the most success, for a season, they cut the noise out. They cut out the debt. They cut up the credit card. They put it on ice. We'll talk about some of these practical strategies.
Ice, there we go. There's another water one for you.
And they're just done with that for right now because that adds a layer of complexity that our brains have a really hard time getting in line with.
Yes.
It takes a really specific, hyper kind of type A individual to keep up with that. And that's not most of us. That's not most of us. We want to clean up the debt. We want to move on. We want it simple. No amount of points can really make up for the peace of mind and the progress of which you can pay off debt. You just need to get that out of there. Unclutter things. Get reconnected to the reality of your cash flow. Get things simplified. Cut out the 9 different ways you could spend money. Get simple. Debit card, cash, bing. That's where money comes in. You might have a savings account that you put over some savings into, and that's about it. No more.
Yeah.
Just get it simple, 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 simple. And that's one of the no new debt things is that it gets it so simple. No more chasing down login information for these 7 cards that are just randomly being spent on. Nope. It's all right here. It's all right in the bank account.
Yep.
Okay.
So that sounds great. And how do you do it? We'll go over the practicals after this. Welcome back. We are talking about the fundamental step to getting out of debt. And that is, of course, know new debt. No new debt. Yes, it sounds great, but how do you do it? Let's dive into the practicals. The first step, and again, these sound simple, but let's actually go through the steps of doing it.
Right.
The first is to cut yourself off from the ability to add more debt.
Right.
So
Don't
this is a
tell
lot harder
yourself,
these
no.
days than it used to be.
Don't tell yourself you're just not going to do it.
I'll take the card, I'll put it in the back of my wallet.
I'm just going to leave the card at home.
No,
No.
because then you're going to go get it, or then you're going to reach in and use it. So get rid of the card. Cut the card up.
You don't need it.
Even if there's money, you still owe money on it. You can still cut it up.
You can also call them and tell them to pause any more
Yeah, so don't let
expenses being
anything
added. Yeah.
go on this.
Yep. You can freeze it.
Don't do that.
Another water analogy.
Here we go.
Oh, I guess that's ice.
It's still.
Yeah.
The next would be delete it from your online accounts, like Amazon,
Or
wherever else people buy things, right?
Shopify.
Oh yeah, your Shopify or your link or whatever they use.
Get it out of there.
Yep. So delete it from all
Wallet
those
on your
places.
phone.
Yep. Get rid of that, the e-card or whatever. So yeah, delete it from there so you can't just pick it. Make it easy, right? And also go through, and you might need to revise some of your auto payments for your utilities or whatever else. Maybe you know, those are some of the things that could end up just adding more on there, and you might not realize it because it's just auto. So you cut up the card, delete it from your online accounts, and maybe revise some auto payments so they are in a new payment method.
Yeah. You might be sitting there thinking, tell me if you have this later, but what's going to happen when I have an emergency? What happens?
You figure it out. That's what you do.
Great.
You figure it out.
You use your debit card, or you use cash, or rarely do you need money in the exact moment.
Yes.
So you can figure it out.
In many times, like the most dire emergencies aren't paid immediately.
Right.
Where the smaller emergencies, very urgent things, maybe those need to be paid immediately or pretty quick. But again, you maybe don't need to deal with it right away. Maybe you have a week or something where you can make do without something.
Right.
Until then.
Again, though, if you have the credit card and your plan is to use it in emergencies, I think that's how it initially just made its way into every household in the country, right? When we were teens, I remember a lot of parents would give their teenager a credit card just for emergencies. I never.
That's what I never used it.
Once had spent anything on that. I was terrified. But I know it existed. And now it's well past that.
Well, and if you're not the kid, knowing you're going to get in a ton of trouble if you use this card and it's not an emergency, if you're the one dictating what's an emergency,
Yeah.
well, it's a lot easier to have an emergency.
Right. And you can figure it out. If you can just take this off the table, it almost prevents creativity. If that
Having
makes
it
sense.
around.
So imagine children on a rainy afternoon. I'm bored over and over and over. Well, the lowest hanging fruit, the easy one, is put them in front of a movie. Just be quiet. You gave them the default, the low-hanging fruit, the easy thing to do. Well, now here it is, rainy day again, and they're going to pass through you for a movie. Or go with the, I'm bored, until you give them a movie. Because it's just easy, it's convenient. But what we're doing is, if we do that over and over and over and over again in a child's life, eventually they learn that if I'm bored, I need to fill it with something easy and preferably electronic and just a platter of entertainment given to me. Instead of activating places in their brains that force them to get creative, think out of the box, some of the best ideas that they ever could have, we might be blocking it if we never give them an opportunity.
Yeah, fun little games that the kids have made up would never been made up if they weren't bored and needed something to do.
They were just, spoon-fed entertainment on demand. So we don't, as parents, do that. We force our kids to sometimes be bored. Not always, because sometimes we just don't want to deal with it or
give them
whatever.
an opportunity to be creative.
We
in
do.
how they solve a problem.
And so as adults, we need to realize that if all we do is just lean on the credit card every dang time, there's an unexpected expense, which is most emergencies, by the way.
Or is merely unexpected expenses.
Yes, they are merely unexpected expenses that if you just had the foresight to plan your life, and you would have known that the car needed tires in the spring. You know, like that's not an emergency.
Yeah.
That's wear and tear. The kids needed new clothes every fall. Like these are not emergencies. So they're unexpected to some people that are not budgeting and looking forward. Anyway, I'm just saying, you'll basically never have a successful emergency fund if all you do is go on the crutch of the card for every emergency or unexpected expense. You'll never get savings built. You'll never get an emergency savings account built. And you will forever be stuck in this position where you constantly need the credit card for emergencies. So it just sabotages you.
You'll ride the wave of easy credit and never get to where you want to go.
Yes.
Because you'll never have the opportunity to be creative in coming up with some money.
And develop the habits and the discipline.
So it might happen with some emergency that you need to, pay a bill pretty quickly for, but then you don't have that ability to get creative to come up with the money for the vacation or the other things that aren't emergencies, but you need some extra money for.
Yeah.
You won't have the creativity to do those things.
Yes.
So we're going
Stunts
to
you.
cut it off. No more debt.
Okay.
Now,
Next.
as you're doing that, you need to live below your means. Sometimes, right, we're running into debt. We're using the credit card because we just don't have enough money.
Oh.
That's what I did.
Like the bank says $500, and to book these flights, it's $700.
Somebody use
So
the credit card.
The credit card.
Yeah, this is what I did when we were dating. And I made like nothing. I was living in New York City, nice and cheap, and I would run out of money before my paycheck came.
Right.
And so I'd use the credit card to buy food or whatever, and then, and then I get paid in a couple days, I pay it off. But then I have less money to pay for things. So then I ran out of money a little bit sooner this time. So then I just used the credit card and then paid it off. And that happened for a while, but each time it kept getting a little bit earlier in the month.
And now you have $200 to live 3 weeks.
Yeah. And then there just wasn't enough money to pay off the card anymore. So then I just paid some of it. And then it just gets bigger and bigger on its own.
Yeah.
Before you know it,
Yeah.
you're stuck with it.
We paid it off.
You paid it off. So you might need to reevaluate your spending in this, right? Before we talked about we're going to cut the debt to get in connection more with our reality, with our cash flow. We might discover in doing that, the cash ain't really flowing. So we need to cut the flow. We need to be a little more simple, right? So and budgeting is going to allow you to see that by paying attention to where the money's going, right? It gives you the ability then to direct where it will go. So you live below your means, and you want to go below your means, not just live at your means or whatever, because you need to go below so there's room
Margin.
to throw at the debt. So that's how we're going to get out of the debt. But no new debt. And now, in doing that, we might need to dial a couple things back. Perhaps we were using it as a crutch to buy certain things, to live a certain way. And in doing so, you learn to say no to what you like so that you can say yes to what you love. The most important things are what's going to get the money when there's only so much to go around.
Exactly.
And you can learn that self-discipline to make payments towards something, saving up the money over a couple months, instead of making payments after the fact to the bank.
So what you're saying is, so we're going to go on a family vacation next summer.
We're going
to need $1,200. We have 12 months to save up.
$100 a month.
This is who's going on vacation for $1,200 nowadays. But anyway, possible. We're going camping.
Yeah.
So, hey, we love camping.
I love camping.
We love camping. No knock
But
on
it's,
camping.
yeah, so you...
Now I'm going to save I'm
you make your
paying my
payments.
savings account.
Yes.
Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah, you make payments to your savings to build up the money so that when you go on a vacation, you spend that money. Instead of swiping the card when you start the vacation, and now you're making payments for, let's say, a year after the vacation.
Right, with interest.
Yes. We had an
scrambling
episode
to
about
pay it
this.
off.
We were guests on the radio talking about, I think it was this last summer, how a bunch of people were still paying off the old vacation. Or people in Christmas time, they're still paying off last year's Christmas. So this is not an unreal possibility here where you're paying for it for that long. So you're going to learn about budgeting and saving, because these are some of the ways that we get creative to avoid the debt, but still make some things happen. Mm-hmm. So remember,
Bada bing, bada boom.
No new debt. These things don't happen if you're still digging the hole. You can't get out. So we're going to go,
boat's
no
gonna keep taking water
new
on.
debt. That's right. So no new debt is a very important step. But it's the first step. It's the foundational step on which then we build other things. Then we take other steps. We do other things to continue to eliminate the debt, to get out of the debt, to build savings, to do all sorts of things that we can't do if we're stuck sending huge chunks of income to other places because of the debt payments. We've been there. I know, right? We've been in debt. I've certainly been in that spot, struggling to make it from paycheck to paycheck, but it doesn't need to be that way. There is a way out. We would love to share it with you. And that first step that you're going to take is no new debt.
You want to take the second step?
The Catholic Money Academy Fall 2025 enrollment is open. Maybe you want to learn how to budget or get out of debt. Maybe set up investments for the future or just establish some emergency savings. The Academy has you covered and is your one-stop shop for Catholic financial formation. Let's scope out some of the membership options available as well as special bonuses going on right now. First up, you get 20% off our lifetime membership right now until Tuesday. With this option, you'll also score a one-on-one live financial coaching session. Next up is our annual Academy option. This one is the most popular. You join and you're joining for the next year. Last and certainly not least is our on-demand course, $99 for 99 days access. Get in, get the foundations, and get going. Now, let me talk about some of the bonuses. Our Fast Action 1 month to 1K actually expires tonight. In it, we help you learn how to save and earn $1,000 over the next 30 days. We're also going to run our class live virtually this fall over 8 weeks. And brand new this fall is our Wallet Win Budget Super Sheet. If you're tired of paying for budgeting software, we've got you covered. Hop on over to walletwin.com/join and check out the Academy and which membership option is going to be best for you. We can't wait to see you inside the class this fall.
We'll see you there, and until next time.
Bye for now.
This episode was brought to you by Catholic Money Academy. You can learn more at CatholicMoneyAcademy.com.